Hey, it's Jeff again. I wanted to do a little video on mirror fingers and focus, and so here we go. I'm focusing on my head. I've tried this many a time. And now I brought my finger to my hand. I brought my attention to my hands, and this is what I call mirror finger. Squeeze your fingers like this, and if you do it for like 10-15 seconds, it feels like there's a piece of glass in between your fingers and that you're not even moving your hand. So this helps you to connect both halves of your brain, because your finger wants to slip or your thumb wants to slip. So you got to just keep a lot of focus on your hands so that they don't slip when you go like this. And then to make it a little bit more difficult, you can move your hands side to side as you go fastly with your mirror fingers, up and down. A lot of times I'll watch some videos on YouTube and I'll do this while I'm watching, and it takes a lot of focus to not only do the mirror fingers but to make a pattern and focus on your pattern and your fingers, both hands, and the phone and what you're listening to, and applying it to other things in your frame of reference. So this is not that hard, but it does take a lot of focus, and it does take a good amount of practice. So even while you're just standing or sitting there watching YouTube videos, you can just sit there and do something that takes a little bit of focus, and there you go. So I have some more talk for you guys if you want to listen. It's a little bit mumbo jumboed and just kind of phrases here and there, but here we go. Hey Dr. Berg, why is corn syrup so bad, and why is soy worse than corn syrup? If you don't know, you should look this stuff up. Neuropathways in our brains can be strengthened by practicing letting go of our anger in a given situation. This is known as neuroplasticity. Thanks, Ralph Smart. Also, we are learning that 30 to 45 minutes of meditation a day will virtually stop accidents like spilling stuff or getting into an accident in the car. Speaking of calming down, the emergency room's go-to is magnesium, like for heart attacks, strokes, and many other major afflictions. Furthermore, deficiencies in magnesium can cause fatigue, muscle aches, anxiety, and insomnia. It is involved in over 300 functions. Our bodies contain approximately 25 grams of magnesium and keeps it stashed in various internal reservoirs. More than half is stored in our bones, and the remainder is allocated to muscles and soft tissues. Magnesium will increase energy, calm anxiety, dominate over cortisol, the stress hormone, promotes good sleep, aids in digestion, relieves muscle spasms, helps heart health, prevents migraines, helps prevent osteoporosis, regulates potassium and calcium uptake, and supports brain health. Very good for magnesium. So I started eating good, or better at least, last year, and slowly added more vitamins and minerals to my diet, and slowly stopped eating the things that made me feel bad. Last year when I started running, I only ran 1 mile every other day. As the days went by, I kept running, and eventually I could run 3 miles pretty easily. You know, it's said that running promotes endorphins. Plus, if you run for 30 minutes 3 times a week, your blood will have 32% more growth hormone, which is pretty cool. Further, the growth hormone is what keeps us youth, what keeps up youth. Growth hormones build new brain cells, which is pretty incredible if you guys didn't know that. In the last 2 months, My nails are looking a lot healthier. I've been taking vitamins and minerals for eating better for the last 2 months, almost 3 now. When I run 3 miles in 25.5 minutes, which is my personal best, I always run the first mile slower than the second, and then the third mile the fastest. My times are usually around first mile 9 minutes, second mile 8.5 minutes, third mile 8 minutes and 5 seconds. I was dual enrolled in a high school and BCC community college at the age of 15 for a trade school, AC. I graduated with a 4.0 and learned many skills as well as troubleshooting. I believe that troubleshooting is a very important skill. I asked Bruce Lipton about healing yourself by reprogramming your subconscious to be focused more than the average 5%. That's a pretty low focus rate for the average people. If you check your phone right off the bat in the morning, you're giving up your sovereignty. Take time to meditate or do something empowering before you getting high off your phone. Thanks, Jim Quick. Very inspiring person there. Alan Watts is an amazing person. Donald Walsh states that the first guiding principles of advanced civilization is unity. Social evolution is demonstrated by movement towards unity, not separatism, because unity is the truth, separatism is the illusion. Someone who really struck me is Vishen Lakhiani, spelled VISHENLAKHIANI. He shares a lot of insights. One of the ones I liked was about positive humanity versus negative humanity. Pretty interesting. Dan Winters talks about DNA and frequency, bliss, frequency, and the heart plus emotion. So the heart plus emotion, you have a wave on a wave on a wave. And the 7 arrows of the heart, there's 7 muscles in the heart. Also the sounds of your heart mechanically braids your DNA. Yes, I'll repeat, the vibes of your heart and emotion, and your emotion frequency braids your DNA mechanically. So the higher your vibration, the better you feel, the more structurally sound your cells and your DNA are. So if you're in a bad mood, your cells and your DNA is going to braid incorrectly, which causes disease and troubles. So I don't know if you guys have heard about the 5G, but it is crazy, literally. AI is rewriting itself and is on track to take over our finances. The only way to stop or slow this process is to use cash in our personal exchanges. Online shopping is fine. It's not like it's that difficult to use an ATM to save our future. DNA computing is the next level, and 3-strand DNA is a scary thought. Stand up and use cash more. Microsoft's AI said that humans should stop using Windows 10 and 9 and go back to Windows 8 because it is spying on you. Crazy. Also, statistically speaking, 1 in 3, these are kind of old statistics, but 1 in 3 people talks to a government affiliation of some sort. So maybe 2 people in a big family are talking to someone about what you say, how you act, and or things that you've done or plan to do. Be careful who you trust. Next, this is a pretty interesting one. Intracellular cleansing. I just learned of Dr. Sebi, and he is all about detoxing your body of mucus from an acidic diet. So he's saying that There's only one disease, and it's basically mucus. Mucus in your lungs, mucus in your brain, mucus in wherever you're having a problem. So this is from an acidic diet, like lactic acid from milk, uric acid from starches, and carbonic acid from meat. The body needs a carbon food source for chemical affinity. Natural herbs are the way to go, not hybrids like cauliflower and broccoli. Dr. Sebi is worth your time. Iron is a key mineral because it's magnetic and pulls all other minerals to it. Pretty interesting fact there. Chemicals can't assimilate with the human body. Herbs can assimilate with the human body because they are electrical. So I've been reading the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I also have been jogging every morning on the same stretch of beach. This morning, this was a couple weeks ago, this morning I awoke and I read about 25 pages. I'm at the point that Santiago is in the desert outside of the oasis. He sees two birds in the sky. They were fighting and he had a glimpse of intuition. About an hour later, I was jogging, and as I was passing I was passing by the edge of the water, I whistled two bird sounds to let them. I saw two birds and I whistled two little sounds to let them know I was safe. At first, they flew away. At this point, none. When I first started jogging, the birds all flew away, and then I go, and they all just watch me run by like they trust me. At this point, none fly away from me. Pretty cool. So at the end of my jog, as I was passing two seagulls, these two particular ones, I whistled, and the one grabbed a twig of seaweed and cocked his head up and down while looking at me. And the other bird that was about a foot away from the other one grabbed a twig, and the first bird put his twig down, and then the second bird picked the twig up and started cocking his head up and down. And by this point I was running past them, and the bird turned and looked at me, and as I'm running I turned to look at the bird, and I was just like mind blown. I had so much goosebumps. And so put a twig there. If you've read The Alchemist too, then you probably understand how empowering I felt as I visualized my path and felt strongly that I am making the right choices on my path. Let me be very specific here. Every day, more people become mentally abusive to the rest of us. This goes almost unnoticed, unfortunately, for all the abused people. It's so bad that some of us are standing up to it and trying to show others. This is the revolution that is taking place right now. In the past, children were physically abused until it has almost stopped. Now the revolution is to stop mental abuse from abusive people. These people mostly don't know that they feel bad because they are trapped in their ego or some part of their brain. If one looks inwards and does shadow work, they can become whole. The most enlightened person I've learned from so far is Teal Swan on YouTube, besides Pharrell Smart, of course. They're pretty close there. I love you, Teal. I'm going to copy a very awesome person. I usually don't do that, but I'm sending you a hug, Teal. Thought that was pretty touching when I saw this on another comment. You just taught me that, like I found good food to eat that's pleasant to my taste and good music that is pleasant to listen to. We buy cologne and perfumes to smell pleasure, so we can purposely introduce stimulus thoughts that are pleasant because thoughts are a sense. I love it. Some people feel horrible inside. They are faking a smile or just projecting my smile back. The new revolution is going to eradicate emotional abuse by people whose emotions are out of check. It's time to figure yourself out. If you already have, then help spread the word, please. I'm an educated empath. Educated in life and empathic because of all the connections I've made with everyone I've almost ever been around. I can easily see most realities and make some sort of connection. All the beautiful people that I have let love me and love back, and all the people I let shit on me and I love back, makes me a strong empath. It has been said that a strong, educated empath will clean the room with the narcs in a psychopath's ass. Thanks, Sasha Sloan. Your videos are awesome. Reason being is that narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths don't have any creative or abstract thought. This is very important. So, educated empaths are able to come up with extremely effective counter manipulation strategies to stop the narcissist from manipulating us. Counter manipulation is the same thing as having teeth. One shouldn't feel guilt when countering a manipulative person. It's like, you hit me, I hit you back, and then it seems wrong, but turning the other cheek and keeping getting manipulated and mentally abused is also not the best way to go. So you gotta figure it out for yourself. I looked up the definition of one love, and it is as follows. One love refers to the universal love and respect expressed by all people for all people, regardless of race, creed, or color. It's pretty powerful. It's not talking about just being in love, but it's talking about just love in general. Should be for every person, regardless of anything. Antagonism kills connections. Antagonism is active hostility or opposition. This is a week ago probably. I ran the beach today and I saw the same two seagulls in the same stretch of beach. I was focused on a man resting in a huge hole that he dug when I realized that the two birds must be friends or more. All the other birds on my run are seemingly paranoid, of course. These two friendly birds by the man in the hole at the edge of the ocean were both cha-cha-cha and raising and lowering their heads while looking at me once again. I think I made some new friends, so I'm going to research what they eat and give them a treat next time I run. I returned home and was washing a cup to get a drink, and the sound of the water made the strongest piss sensation ever. Goosebumps were strong, and I felt I had to flex to hold my pee in. I contemplated running to the bathroom, thinking I might pee a little on the way, so ratherly I realized that I could just accept the feel and let the feel go, rather than the pee go. So I embraced the feel and just let it go. And I finished washing my cup and felt the piss feeling melt away as if I pissed. Sorry to use that word so much, but that overwhelming feeling is similar to the negativity or the negative feeling that lots of people have, jealousy, envy, any of that, and they hold on to and tense their bodies, and this is what also causes sickness. So you can let a feeling go. You can just let it go. It's not that hard. You get practice and get pretty good at it. This is the main reason people get sick and are unfulfilled or unhappy. Just let it go and refill the joy and refill with joy and compassion. Then you will feel free. Some more good music that I like in order. Lost and Found by Iration. Lost in Dreams by Revolution. All This Time by Iration. Chelsea by Dirty Heads. Anywhere I Go by Slightly Stupid. Smiles on Faces by Stick Figure. and Roots reggae music by Revolution. Also, Peter Davidson has really good meditation music. I strongly recommend that everyone watches a short video by Teal Swan titled, "Your Definition of Love is Wrong." It's really a lot better than the title sounds. Kind of offensive title, but I would recommend, if I could share this one video with everybody in the whole world, it would be that video. It's really hit me very hard. My favorite quote from The Alchemist: "Men have never understood the words of the wise, so gold, instead of being seen as a symbol of evolution, becomes the basis for conflict." Also another quote: "Iba, I'm really mixed up. I know a lot. I get messed up as I grow. So now I have to live life with both. Tech, you're awesome." Number 27 from the Tao. "What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, no matter how intelligent you are. It is the greatest secret." There's like 70 quotes from the Tao. It's very interesting. You should watch it. I also strongly recommend listening to, in order, The Weight of Sound by Stick Figure, Meant to Be by Revolution, All in You by Iration, Somebody by Slightly Stupid, Your Soul by Hippie Sabotage, Up on a Plane by Slightly Stupid, and Closer I Get by Revolution. Oh, wait a minute. And Stand Tall by Dirty Heads. The biggest reason that people can't become enlightened is, in a relationship, the man dominates the woman, and then the woman manipulates the man. Man becomes disconnected and confused, which makes him feel small, so he dominates the woman to feel better. Repeat, 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 etc. At some point, we need to break the cycle. Kids are learning this shit too, you know? Small steps to become awakened. Lastly, I recommend listening to some more great music. Change the System by Revolution, Mellow Mood by Slightly Stupid, Day by Day by Revolution, and What I Know by Revolution. 3-day fasting boosts intelligence. It boosts your growth hormone by 2,000%. It's incredible. I realize now that when a person videos their self and then watches it, they learn billions of lessons in mere hours. I'm 36 and I never videoed myself until I awoke 11/22/17. So it hasn't been a month, almost 2 months. If you have bad anxiety, then you just pull yourself by your hand, by your own ear, like Grandma did, to a place you can be alone and video yourself and watch. Oh gosh. You will be free, and if you share it, you will feel even lighter. Now smile and breathe. It's okay. I now realize that I went through my own dark night of the soul. It lasted a long time for me because I was on 400 to 500 milligrams of oxycodone per day, plus 2 to 3 Xanax bars on top of that. It was pretty excessive. I had $4,000 in my bank and knew it would be gone soon if I didn't pull it together. So I bought some Suboxone and took some. But it took several days, maybe several weeks, to switch comfortably over. These were some of the darkest nights ever. I had many dreams and trances in the transition. I laid in bed for 8 months and reduced my intake of Suboxone to 0.15 of a milligram per dose per day. Longest 8 months of my life. You can do it. Growth hormone Like I said, intermittent fasting raises your growth hormone by 2,000%. Exercise raises, high intensity exercise raises it by 450%, which is pretty good. And then sleep, the sun, low stress, low carbs, and vitamin B3 all help to raise growth hormone. Growth hormone is an anabolic hormone, which means it builds things up like muscle tissue, protein. Growth hormone also protects proteins from breaking down. It's one of the best fat-burning hormones, and it's the main anti-aging hormone. You can't have alcohol or sugar because it kicks it away. I'm really liking apple cider vinegar. I don't really like apple cider vinegar, but I like how it makes me feel. So the reason apple cider vinegar works, the reason apple cider vinegar is so important is acetic acid. Most people are alkaline more than acidic. If you have heartburn, it's because your stomach is alkaline just enough that your stomach valve opens up and acid goes up into your throat. If you take more acid like apple cider vinegar, it will close the valve and you will feel better. It seems counterproductive because when you're burning so bad in your throat and you're like, oh, you want to take something that makes you feel better, and it doesn't seem like